Hello and welcome back to TechHub.Training. Today we are going to be solving the Retail Reveal Challenge. And we are doing this using Alteryx. So we are a data analyst for a company called Shoppies, which is an online retailer, and the company wants us to find insights into its sales performance, best-selling products, and revenue trends. So we are given a messy Excel file, and we need to clean that data and find this information for our client. So what we want to do is we want to open up Alteryx, and the first step we want to do is we want to input the data. So we use an input data tool, and we find the file path to our Excel sheet, and you can just go in and copy that from your file path, and then you want to select the sheet that you want it to pull in. So because our data set has 5 sheets, we want to use 5 different input data tools. The next step is we want to combine all of this data into one big data set. So we use a union tool, which combines the data based off of the column headers. So you see we have this combined data set that it outputs with order ID, order date, product, price, quantity, and region. Now if any of these were wrong, the union tool would return an error and we'd have to go in and fix the data so that the header are all the same on all the sheets. But in our case, it's good to go. So the next step is to clean the data. We want to remove the rows with missing values in either the price and quantity columns. So what we do is we use a filter tool. And we're going to set the filter to price is not null. So that means any price that it is a value. And so the false will return all the ones that there is no price. We can find those right here. And the true will return everyone that has all of those. So it looks like we filtered out 9 rows of data. We're going to want to do the same thing with the quantity column. And it looks like with this one, we also filtered out 9 rows of data. So the next step to cleanse this data is to remove duplicates based off of the order ID and product. So what we do is we use this unique tool. What's that going to do is we're going to highlight the column names to find unique values from. So we want every unique value where order ID and product are unique. So if we go to duplicates, the duplicate output, we can see that there are 96 records that were duplicated. And if we go to unique, we are down to 886 here. So the next step is to convert the date so it's all the same format. So we're going to use a date time tool, and we're going to select this column that we want to filter, and that's order date. And we're going to create a new column called order date standardized. You can call it whatever you want, but that's what I chose to call it. And then we're going to select the output we want. So if you look here, you can see that it is all standardized over there. And that is the last step in cleansing the data. So the first thing for calculating key metrics is we want a total sales column for the data. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the formula tool, which is going to take price times quantity and output it to a new column called total sales. And then we can see over here that it did that for each of the rows in our data. The next thing that we are asked to do is to determine the top 5 best-selling products by total revenue. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use a summarize tool. It's going to group by product, and then it's going to summarize the total sales. So now we have each product with a summary of total sales. We want to filter that, so we want to sort it by descending. So we're going to use a sort tool, and we're going to sort the sum total sales column in descending order. And the last thing we can do is we want to sample, and we want to just take the first n rows, and our n is going to be equal to 5 because we want the top 5. So because it's already descending, the first 5 rows are going to be the highest selling products, which we have returned here. The next thing is to calculate the total revenue per region. This one's pretty simple. We just use a summarize tool. We want to group by region because that's what we want to figure out. And then we're going to have a total sales. We want to sum total sales and output as the sum total sales. So right here we have Asia, South America, Australia, North America, and Europe. Now, this red thing might raise some flags for you, but it's just saying that the value is rounded. And generate summary reports, we want to compute total revenue by month and sort in ascending order. So we're going to create a new column that's going to be the month. So it's going to be the left order, standardized date, and 7. So what this means, it's going to take the left 7 values or characters, and it's going to keep those and cut off the rest into a new column. So right here we see that these are the 7 characters that it kept, and it's February 2024. So now that we have that month column created, we can use a summarize and group by those months, and again do a sum total sales. And finally, we will use a sort to sort the data in ascending order. The next step is to find the average order value for each region. So again, we're going to use the summarize tool. We're going to group by region. We're going to sum total of the sales per region, and then we're also going to count the distinct orders in that region. So every time an order, each order, no matter how many products it does, is only going to get counted once. Using that, we're going to create a formula, which is the sum of the total sales, that new column we just created using summarize, and then this count distinct order ID using that. And this is the average order value for each region. The last step is to determine the average number of products per order. This is fairly straightforward. We want to group by order ID and then count the number of products. So we have all these order IDs and all the products that are in it. Then we want to use that summarize again, and we want to count the average. And we want to average the count. Sorry, my mistake. And that is the solution for this video. Thank you so much for participating in the challenge, and I hope you learned something doing this challenge, and I hope to see you again. Thanks.